Hi, I'm Matt Travis, Managing Director of Environmental Environmental Consultants. We're environmental planning consultants with 6 offices across the UK, working in the sectors from development, leisure, energy, from all built development. Today I've got Oz from 1101 with me, and we're going to talk about artificial intelligence. Oz, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Oz from 1101. We're digital transformation partners, and we work with lots of different companies on making them more productive, and more recently have been working with a lot more companies who are engaging with AI and struggling how to get involved with AI and what it means.
And that's great, because AI is a huge topic at the minute. Now, we're seeing it in our environmental world, things to do with ecology, things to do with speeding up, taking notes, doing things. But just to sort of help everybody, what is artificial intelligence?
I think the easiest reference I can give is way back when I was working in the translation industry when I first left university, looking at machine learning as an overall. You would take, if you use Google Translate for instance, you would put a piece of English in and you'd say, I want it to be in French, and it would translate it into French. Now back in 2009, it might have said what you wanted it to say, but it might not have said that. You know, you could be asking for something that you didn't want to ask for. And so machine learning was all about building these language models, whereby you get a source of text and you get an output of text, and you do that lots and lots of time, and you build up this database or bank where you use an algorithm to say, basically, what if I want to translate to that, what is the most common or repeated use of phrase. So AI is more, that machine learning is AI, if you like. If you take that translation service and you start applying different algorithms for different purposes, like looking at this wall here and saying, well, show me everything that's a jar. So someone has gone and like got all the jar outlines, and the machine now knows that there's hundreds of different types of jar, but that sort of shape is like a jar. So you point it at the wall and it just picks out and goes, oh yeah, there's a jar over there, and jar over there.
That's really interesting. And I noticed that on the Android phones now, it does live translate. I did see that.
Yeah. Live translate. Have you ever used Google Lens, where you can point at something and it sort of goes, oh, do you want to buy that? You know, it's taken. There's on the OS maps. That's, if you're a keen walker, that's quite an interesting one, because it actually does the horizon. And so if you've got the OS maps, you can kind of point your camera at like the view that you're looking at. It can pick out the different things like churches and all that kind of stuff.
That's just amazing. And so the interesting thing for me is, how do you think artificial intelligence will be used in environmental consultancy like Enzygo, or in that development and construction world?
I think it's going to do a lot of heavy lifting. I mean, if I can reverse the question, and that is kind of like, how much time do you guys as consultants spend gathering data, analysing data, and then drawing some conclusions? Loads, right?
That's all our time. That's what we do.
Right. So there's going to be a real challenger to the market, which is going to be really interesting, which is, as people invest in technology and invest in overlaying different geospatial sets of data and things like that, they're going to just be able to ask their models questions and say, show me what this looks like, this floodplain over the next 10 years, and then cross-reference that with potential development of a road through the middle of it, or whatever it might be. And the thing will just go, there you go. And this is going to be really challenging for the sector, or all the sectors that spend a lot of time doing analysis, because all the heavy lifting is going to get done by other people. Well, AI.
That's going to be really interesting.